Alrighty, let's just get into it, shall we? I'm John Renton with my review of New Japan Pro Wrestling's G1 Climax 32 Night 12 event. A block, B block, C block, and she wants the D. Boy, does she ever block action. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. And before I go any further, round of applause. Hard to do a round of applause when you're one man clapping, especially when you thought you got a shot at the clinic and it turned out to just be a saline solution. So it's not handling the fact that you're clapping constantly even when you aren't using your hands. Like an ex of mine. I don't know what I'm on about. Let me know your thoughts on this show in the comments, please. And seriously, this was a great show. It flew by at 3.5 hours, and I was worried when I saw the runtime. And also after yesterday's not so good show, shall we say, New Japan has been very up and down all around come on defense work. And yes, you could say the pandemic was a reason why with the initial shows and everything, once they came back in like late June, early July, that makes sense. But once they got to like last summer and things were getting a little bit better with attendance and everything, now it's just gotten to the point where there should be no excuses for being lazy and doing some bad stuff and doing some repetitive stuff. Nevertheless, pretty damn good show. 2 matches that could be on my favorite matches of the year list. This G1 has had some really good action. Few that have stood out where I'm like, wow, I really need to rewatch that. I might actually go back and rewatch a couple of these matches. So anyway, Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton on commentary. The best commentary duo, or at least one of them, going today. They honestly might be the best commentary duo because they just play off each other so well. So we get House of Torture with Chase Owens. We are not off to a swimming start. Taking on Tomohiro Ishii, David Toe Finlay, Tama Tonga, and Oiwa. Okay, so when House of Torture and Chase Owens, and in this case both, are involved, well, I'm tempted to tune out. That being said, typical action, not bad. Despite the fact that the aforementioned House of Torture and Chase Owens were in this, Oiwa got a chance to show off, but did get tapped out by Show. Haha, Show off. He showed him off the card. Okay, that didn't quite work. They tapped him out with the armbar, and then we get the filthy Tom Lawler and Royce Isaacs taking on Jeff Cobb and Aaron Hanare. This might as well have just been Aaron Hanare and Royce Isaacs co-starring Cobb and Lawler. Lawler was still dealing with the after effects of hopefully nothing severe when Osprey hit that inadvertent blast of a kick recently. That was pretty goddamn brutal. So Lawler got in some shots, and after Jeff Cobb was beaten by Jonah, squashed by Jonah, even though Jeff Cobb's stout, that was definitely an emphatic win for Jonah. It was pretty much Aaron Hanare and Royce Isaacs working like 85% of the match, and he tapped out, or he got beat by Streets of Rage. He tried for the Ultima, but he beat him with Streets of Rage. So there we go. Aaron Hanare getting a quality win. I was hoping he'd be in the running in this G1. Unfortunately, he is not. But let's hope that maybe, like, a run in World Tag League. Have him and Jeff Cobb team up, if nothing else. Like, seriously, Aaron Hanare deserves a chance. So, let's get to Tetsuya Naito, Sonata, and Bushi taking on Kenta, Juice, and Fale. So, Naito wanted Kenta to sign his book, and then Kenta did. I don't know what he was writing, probably writing a dirty message. And then Naito looked and then threw the book up in the air. And, oh no, you defiled my novel, Kenta said. I don't think he said it like that. The match was fine. It was short. And Pulp Friction on Bushi 1, 2, 3. At least it seemed short. I don't know. Maybe it went 10 minutes and it just flew by. Then we get Okada and Tanahashi taking on Jonah and Bad Dude Tito. Okada and Jonah. Interesting. You know, Bad Dude Tito has really shown off in the last year. On New Japan Strong, he did some good work at the New Japan Strong tapings I was at in historic Washington Hall in January. But he has really shown off here in the tag team matches and pretty good worker. I don't know what else they're going to do with him beyond having him be a tag team guy, maybe a challenger for the Strong Openweight Championship, but pretty good, and he has really seemed motivated. So, High Fly Flow 1, 2, 3. There you go. That was it. There wasn't a lot else to this, but the match is fine. Then we get to Yoshi Hashi and ELP, and she wants the D block of action. You're going to be surprised. I didn't mind this match. Yes, I didn't mind a Yoshi Hashi match and a match with El Phantasmo. Now, I will say, well, El Phantasmo's antics have gotten just into overdrive in the last few years, and it's gotten to the point where it's actually annoyed me and turned me off from his work. I've always said the guy can wrestle, and many people have noticed this. And he has really, really shined here in 2022. He's practically shined actually in the last year. But he really has, especially after being in the Best of Super Juniors, facing off against Robbie Eagles in a terrific tear down the house match. And now he's in the G1 doing some stuff and doing some pretty good work. Yoshi Hashi, even though his bow staff or whatever it is more interesting than him, he's a good worker. This is a little long, but it wasn't bad. I mean, El Phantasmo does a great moonsault to a pop, heavy chops and strikes. They break out the big moves like, oh, we're going to do this, we're going to do this, we're going to do, oh, just a 2 count. And then the crowd was getting more and more amped. The crowd was oohing and on a lot more. I think they're just getting to the point where they're like, okay, we know we have noise restrictions, but we just can't fucking help it. What the fuck's going on, Chancellor or Prime Minister or whatever they have over there in Japan? I think it's a Prime Minister. We just have to do this. Anyway, well, I think New Japan actually might set this stuff as well. Destroyer, Big Destroyer, and then Karma, 1, 2, 3. Yoshi Hashi has 4 points. El Phantasmo has 2. And then Yano took on Lance Archer. In, well, a block of action. Let's just say Yano really tried. Oh my God, did he try, but it looked like he was crying enough to be locked in an institution. Yano's antics, man, he was trying to have antics, and he was trying to, like, not piss off Lance Archer, but he didn't want to face him. And Archer taped up Yano, but he scissors it, and then scissors the tape. Very, very uncomfortable for everybody. They had to cut away a lot. And then we get the buckle pad usage because they're just taking off all that stuff and everything. And now all the buckles are exposed. Oh, no. And the way they design those rings, like, that's some heavy, heavy shit. They just have the turnbuckle pads down, just the giant pads down the middle. They don't have the individual ones. Whew. And so, at one point, Nakashima gets knocked out. And then Yano hits a low blow and tapes Nakashima to Archer, but he's able to get Nakashima, at least what's left of him, through the barricade, and then they're back in the ring before the countout. And then Nakashima, who is dead weight by this point, does a clothesline along with Archer because they're still taped together. And then he takes it up. And then he hits a choke slam on Nakashima, who I think was destroyed. What did Nakashima do? I know they're young lions, but did he owe him trans? What the fuck was it? Because, goddammit, you got injured and other people had to work. So here, we're going to guarantee you don't work. It's hilarious. But then Archer, after demolishing him, we get a little more antic stuff, and then we get a roll-up. Oh, no, of course we get a roll-up. But then we get a knee strike in the corner while Yano's staring up at the spotlight, and then gets hit with blackout 1, 2, 3. Yano at 2, Archer at 4. Yano, I believe, is mathematically eliminated. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroki Goto. C block of action. Fucking terrific. Great. Yes, more of this in my goddamn veins. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't try to put matches in your goddamn veins. Zack Sabre Jr. is a joy to watch. I have said it before, and I will continue to say it. Zack Sabre Jr. is a joy to watch. Told you I was going to continue to say it. And arm and shoulder focus, and Goto working on the arm and neck, but Goto's previously injured shoulder that Zack Sabre Jr. had targeted in recent past. Heavy kicks, series of 1 counts, because everybody's just got a kick out of everything. That's one of the only things I don't like about modern New Japan, or modern wrestling in general. Let's stop kicking out of everything. That doesn't make it an exciting match. This match was exciting, though. We get some more near falls, and we get a triangle into an arm trap, and Zack Sabre Jr. gets the victory. Very, very good match. Well wrestled. Might be on my favorite matches of the year list. Hiroki Goto is one of the best workers going today. He just has the unfortunate placement of being around at the same time as Hiroshi Tanahashi and Okada and Sonata and a couple others. I mean, Hiroki is, if he's not 40, he's close. But he's been around a while. He's really good. And I unfortunately think that this is all he's ever going to be. He's just going to be the guy that has great matches and gets a few wins. Might get a run with a championship. But I think him and Yoshi Hashi and Ishii are the never openweight 6-man champions. You know, when those belts meant something, i.e. a while ago. But nevertheless, Zack Sabre Jr. at 6, Goto at 4. And Zack Sabre Jr. says he's the best, and if anybody wants to say otherwise, they can come over here. Jay White versus the Great Okon. B block of action. The least of the matches that was here, but you know what? 5 minutes of entrances and intros. You could honestly go make a pizza from scratch with Jay White's matches and not miss shit, but As far as antics and bullshit, yes, Gato got involved and Gato got laid out and we got that stuff. But you know what? At least it was well wrestled enough. Jay White can work. Jay White is a very, very good worker. He's just boring. He bores me. But Okon got his knee targeted, but then fires back, has a sheep killer. The big thing is like, I'm going to do this. But then he hits a big right hand. And he goes for a sheep killer again, but oh no, Blade Runner 1, 2, 3. Yay. Okon at 2, Jay White at 8. I still maintain Tama Tonga is going to knock him out of the running. Somehow. There's only one more match before the Tama Tonga one. And Shingo Takagi versus Will Osprey. She wants the D block of action. I mean, okay. They've never had anything less than a good match. Even though I didn't care for the New Japan Cup finals match that they had last year, it was still good. And at least their matches are good. Like, does this compare to the Best of Super Juniors 2019 match that they had? I don't know. They did, I believe, face off in the G1 last year, if I'm right. That was pretty good. If they didn't, then it was at some point. But I know they faced off multiple times, and again, always solid. Solid, brother. This was really, really fucking good. This was fucking great. This is one of the best matches of the year. I mean everything, and I stand by everything I say about Will Osprey, that his peak was 2019. He can work with the right people, and Shingo might be his best rival, at least on New Japan soil. They go all out for the main event spot, because of course they do. They do good stuff. They counter each other's moves, because again, they know each other really goddamn well. They managed to pull out some new moves, some new counters. Shingo just hits like a fucking tank. Osprey takes over, good strikes and kicks, a hook kicks and whatever. Huge Spanish fly, a 4-2 count, big pop. And the crowd was just fucking electric. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, enough of that. We got like an arm trap by Shingo where he just does that. He focuses on the elbow to take away the hidden blade, which doesn't stop it, but does prevent Will Osprey later from being able to get the 3 count. Shingo cutter, a pop-up DVD, and a pump and bomber for 2. And then we get close, near fall. The Poison Rana is the only thing I didn't like. God damn it, stop with the Poison Rana. Hidden blade, but he hurt his elbow, and he couldn't quite cover just for a 2 count. And then hook kicks. Vicious pumping bomber, my goodness. And Last of the Dragons, 1, 2, 3. 4 points for each. Good fucking shit. There you go. Let's hope that Sunday's show is just as... Sunday's show may not be up until Sunday afternoon, evening. Just so you know. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.